Hello everyone, my name is Steve and I'm your host again today for On the Sofa with Servium. We're on our travels, we're in Milton Keynes at the UK headquarters of Ingram Micro. Today we're talking about some disruptive technologies from Zoom and I'm joined by Mike Adams. Hi Mike, how are you?
Hi Steve, very good.
Thanks for taking the time out. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your role within Zoom?
Sure, so I'm the partner manager for Zoom in Europe, Middle East and Africa. So I look after all our partners like Servium who help us deliver happiness to millions of customers around Europe.
So we know you do a lot of traveling. So I've got a gift to show, a token of our appreciation.
Oh,
so
thanks.
It's a travel adapter that is Servium branded, so no matter where you go now, you'll always remember Servium.
Thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate it. I'll definitely use it.
You're welcome. So on my travels, I'm hearing a lot about Zoom. I'm hearing on the radio. I'm seeing on advertising boards on the tube. So short, sharp, 30 seconds. What is Zoom all about?
Cool. So Zoom is reinventing the meeting room experience and the meeting experience over video conferencing. So the idea is to provide a frictionless experience for people all over the world to connect over a simple video conference call with a single click, make it reliable and provide a great user experience. Today, Zoom is 2,000 people around the world. More than 1 million companies use Zoom. So we're really spreading very fast and hopefully, we can help grow that business even better together.
That's great. So my experience with Zoom, the sort of kernel of it is there to offer sort of consistent and reliable experience that maybe people don't have with other products on the marketplace.
Correct. If you talk to people about video conferencing, everyone has been burned before with a bad user experience where the video didn't work, the sound didn't work, it was complicated to share your presentation. We've all been there. We all know what that feels like. And it's very frustrating. So Zoom has really changed that around with the next generation of experience, which is really reliable and makes people happy because it always works. So it is really a complete shift in the way people meet because it becomes your de facto way of organizing meeting. One click to set up a video conference and everyone can see each other and feel closer together.
So reliability is important, but there's a lot of components in Zoom, isn't there? So do you want to maybe run through one or two of the main components that are all about Zoom?
Sure. So the basic core of Zoom is really video conferencing and focusing on that experience, either for one-to-one video calls or many-to-many, up to 1,000 people on a video call. So that's really the core meeting experience. On top of that, Zoom also provides that collaboration chat service. We can create discussion groups per project, invite external people to join your chat groups. On top of that, Zoom is also great for webinars. So you talk to up to 10,000 people with a webinar where you're really more in a broadcast mode. And then you also have meeting rooms. We call that Zoom Room, which is really the next generation of meeting rooms when people sit around the table to improve that user experience in the meeting room itself. And then Zoom recently just launched Zoom Phone, which is now your whole telephony service built into the Zoom platform.
So I think a lot of our customers would be considered sort of enterprise level businesses. There are different licensing models for Zoom. So for people who are watching today, what do you feel will be the sort of most appropriate option to go for?
Sure. So Zoom has an enterprise pricing plan specifically for enterprise customers where effectively everyone in the enterprise can organize and schedule Zoom meetings. And by default, our enterprise plan allows you to connect up to 500 people into a single call and also includes webinars. So you can also invite lots of remote people to join your marketing communication webinars. On top of that, for bigger organizations, we offer what's called Enterprise Active Host, which means you only pay for what you use for. So instead of buying a license for all your employees, you only buy a license for people actually using the product. And as your adoption grows within your company, the pricing simply goes up to the actual usage. So it means there's no risk. Effectively, you don't buy a product no one uses, you're only paying for what you're actually using. And that's usually the preferred model for most enterprise customers.
So Mike, there's going to be a lot of customers watching today that have heavily invested in the likes of WebEx, GoToMeeting, and so on. So what would Zoom do about that?
Well, very often we hear customers already have another solution for their day-to-day video collaboration. And very often they're not happy. They complain, the experience is not great, video is not great. So we want to help them transition to Zoom. So first of all, they try Zoom for free, they see how better it is, and then we help them do that transition. We can, in many cases, do a buyout where we give them free Zoom until the end of their current contract with another service, so we can help them switch over to Zoom right away without having to wait until their previous contract expires. And that's very common. We do this every single day. So we really want to deliver happiness to our customers to switch to a better world, which is, of course, Zoom.
Again, from a customer perspective, we have people using Office 365, so that's including the likes of Skype and Teams. So where does Zoom fit from an integration with those platforms?
Yeah, so Zoom is really a partner of Microsoft where we integrate Zoom seamlessly with Skype for Business and with Microsoft Teams. And the idea is to augment and enrich the experience of Skype and Teams and to fill the gaps. Typically, it's to connect Skype for Business to external people who might have other video systems like Polycom, like Cisco or others, and even internally to improve the video experience for people who don't have a super fast network. Very often, we see Zoom using so much less bandwidth on a typical internet network, which means you can really connect those Skype and Teams clients to remote people who have a very slow internet. And the video experience will be so much better, so much richer. The sound quality, the video quality, everything is just really brought to the next level. So we see Zoom as a perfect way to enhance and improve Skype and Teams and to fill the gaps to connect Skype and Teams to other systems out there.
So from that perspective, setting Zoom up, how complex is it? If customers watching are interested in implementing maybe a Zoom room or implementing it as a desktop client, how complex is it?
Really, from an IT manager's perspective, you create user accounts for all your employees, and we link directly into Active Directory. So effectively, every new employee who joins the company instantly gets a Zoom account. Very easy. If they leave the company, that account is disabled. As simple as that. From an IT manager's perspective, it's very easy to assign licenses and remove them with one click. From a user perspective, to actually use Zoom on a day-to-day basis, it's a simple button in Outlook or Google Calendar. And effectively, from a user's perspective, just schedule a meeting as you do, click on the Zoom button in Outlook or Google Calendar, and off you go. Job done. You don't have to worry about anything else. All the remote participants will join with a single click. It's very, very simple. So typically, we see companies deploying that to hundreds and hundreds of meeting rooms. And you can manage all of that centrally.
So making it easy to set up, I think is sort of really, really important to our customers, and that sort of ease of use as well. But from a hardware perspective, do you have any specific vendors that you need to work with? Where do you fit with the different sort of video conferencing vendors in the marketplace today?
So Zoom really has a rich ecosystem of hardware vendors who are building components for Zoom rooms. And these are all vendors you already know, like Poly, like HP, like Crestron, like Logitech, like Lenovo, like Yealink. All these people are building hardware components just for Zoom rooms. And these are typically USB cameras, speakerphones, tablets. So the whole ecosystem is so rich, customers have lots of choice when it comes to hardware components. But once you connect it all together, the Zoom Room software will just manage it seamlessly. So the customers don't have to worry about it. So whether you're designing a very small room for 2 or 3 people, a boardroom for 15 people, or an auditorium for 500 people, you can choose lots of different hardware components to make it work, but the Zoom user experience will be the same every time.
So good, that vendor agnostic approach I think is important because you're not tied to any one particular vendor. For us, when we implemented Zoom, we implemented some new technology as well as using older technology. So I think one of the benefits, fair to say, is you don't have to rip and replace if you have existing hardware there.
Absolutely. When we talk to enterprise customers, many of them have already invested in specific hardware components and codecs for the meeting rooms. Very traditional is Polycom and Cisco, the most common ones you see. And Zoom perfectly integrates with that. So they don't have to rip and replace, they keep the hardware they have, but we just enrich the experience of those rooms by adding the Zoom cloud service to enable those rooms to connect to remote employees. And then for new meeting rooms where there is no traditional video conferencing system, we just put a Zoom room. So you end up with a mix of some rooms having Polycom, some rooms having Cisco, and some rooms having Zoom rooms. The good news is, you have as an IT manager, you've got a single user interface to manage all these different room types. It's a single user interface, a single admin platform. So it makes it very easy to really manage your entire estate, even if it's a mixed estate with lots of different vendors.
So that's good to hear from that perspective as well. The vendors, the ease of use, the user experience, and so on. But a lot of things in the marketplace now are focused on a consumption model being delivered as a service. Where does Zoom fit with that model?
Yeah, well, Zoom itself is a cloud service, so you pay a monthly or yearly fee. It's all really based on your usage. So that's a very common model, software as a service. The new trend we're seeing now is to add hardware into that, where instead of buying hardware upfront as you usually do, you actually add the hardware as a service as well. Typically with some kind of bundle or package or leasing plan. So basically the whole model becomes as a service, hardware, services, and software.
So just for the benefit of people watching, we've been working very closely with Zoom, and we have a Zoom Room as a service, which includes the hardware, the software, and any installation implementation services as well. So something that's new to the market, and I think we're really excited about it, and we've started to see a lot of noise around the Servium Zoom Room as a service. So again, we appreciate your support on that, Mike. There's some really fascinating stuff that you guys are doing, and a lot of groundbreaking, a lot of disruptors. But what future is there? What's new? What's innovative that's going to come down the line from Zoom? You sort of touched on the Zoom phone. So what else is Zoom going to be innovating in the not too distant future?
Well, really, it's all about smart meetings. Makes your meetings smarter. And that's by analyzing what actually happens in the meeting. So one thing we have today is you can record any meeting, and that recording is automatically transcribed into text with speech-to-text recognition and artificial intelligence. It means you don't have to take notes anymore. You can literally see the notes of every meeting automatically, and you can do a search by keyword to see whenever someone said a specific word in a meeting. So that's already available today. Where we're driving this forward is to analyze those meeting notes to give you some really good feedback and reports on your meetings. So typically that would be, who attended the meeting, how many people were there, what was the conversation like, what was the tone of the people. So these are things we're working on. But already today, we can actually count the number of people in a meeting. So you can see if your meeting rooms are being used efficiently or not based on the number of attendees and the size of the room. So that's something we deliver today. What we are launching very soon is real-time transcription. So while you're in a meeting, you've got real-time subtitles of what people are saying and also real-time translation. So this is really big. It means that for people who are hard of hearing, they cannot actually actively participate in those meetings. And obviously, it's great when you watch the meeting recording afterwards to be able to look at that translation as well. So really, that's the trend in the industry is smart meetings, having more analytics of what your meeting experience is like.
Yeah. I tell you, it's really fascinating some of this groundbreaking technology that's coming down the line from Zoom, and I'm sure everyone watching will be really interested as well. So, for people and their benefit who are viewing us today, what would you suggest the next steps if they are interested in understanding more about Zoom?
The best thing to do is to try it for yourselves. We encourage people to try Zoom so they can experience it for themselves. So on our website, the Zoom website, there's a free trial they can try, but that's a basic version. If they want to try the full version with all the enterprise features, I would recommend they get in touch with Servium so you can set up a trial for them. You can also come and see our showroom in central London to experience Zoom Rooms in its full extent.
Great. Well, Mike, that's been really interesting. Some good insights there today. Really valued you having you on the sofa with me. For everyone watching, thank you for taking the time. If you are interested in finding out more about Zoom, please get in touch with your account manager, or if you're interested in Zoom Room as a service, again, go to our website, servium.com. Thank you and goodbye.
Thanks, Steve.
So, Mike, this is where we come to the really difficult questions. Something we call tech truth. So you are now fighting for Zoom's place in our league table of industry-leading vendors on our quick-fire question round. So Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, Steve. Let's do it.
Excellent. So how long have you worked at Zoom?
2 years.
Wired or wireless?
Wireless, of course.
Last gadget you bought?
A little pixel art display, a 3-inch LED display to display some really cool images in your living room.
Sweet or savory?
Savory, of course.
On the sofa or iNoot?
On the sofa.
AI, yes or no?
Yes.
Call someone or speak to them in person?
Speak to them in person.
Cat or dog?
Cats.
Alexa or Google?
Google.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Favorite TV series?
South Park.
Best technology trend?
Augmented reality to change your background in a video call.
Superman or Batman?
Batman.
The future of video communication?
Smart meetings.
Video games or board games?
Video games.
2020 technology trend?
Artificial intelligence for meetings.
Smartwatch or analog?
Smartwatch.
I think the time's up.
Wow. We did
So
well.
that's not too bad. You answered
How many?
16 questions. So we will publish, out of a potential of 37, but there's no right or wrong answer, but we will publish soon our league table, so you'll see where you rank with the other vendors in the marketplace that we've done on the sofa. So Mike, thanks very much once again.
Thanks, Steve.